Hi, everybody. Welcome to Milgap Farms. Can you hear me?
No.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Milgap Farms. It's a beautiful day here on the farm. It's now dark. I wish I could show you that, but it's...
They can in the
Oh, you can see it. So it's definitely dark. I want to give you a quick video and explain kind of what's going on. But I'm tired. I'm going to tell you what's been going on the farm. It's been a long couple of days, that's for sure. We had a great maple festival, and that's one thing that I wish I had done a little bit better on, and that is getting pictures with each of you who came to visit the farm. Next year, I'll be sure and do that.
Hey, Charity, you didn't come and get your milk.
Oh, Charity. Charity uses her first and last name. That's funny.
You didn't get your milk.
So one thing I didn't do so well at the Maple Festival is get pictures with everybody. If you made it to our farm, send me one of the pics. Send me a picture so I can post it on our community page. Next year or this coming fall festival, I'll do a whole lot better than I did with this past Maple Festival. As you can tell, I'm kind of tired. I've been up since about 2 o'clock this morning. I made a run down I went through Richmond first, head south on 95 and ended up in Turkey, North Carolina, where we dropped off 100 cases. And then I shot across the state to a town called Thomasville, where I dropped off another 100 cases. And then while I was in that area, I went south for about 30 minutes to a place called Rutt Manufacturing to look at one of their cutters. And that was a lot of fun. Suffice to say, it has been a long day. I don't know how many hours I was in the truck. I didn't get home till about 6:15. So I can't really recall. The only time I spent out of the truck was at Rutt Manufacturing. At both places dropping off the syrup, it was only like 15 or 20 minutes max.
So you were probably in your truck for a solid 15 to 16 hours.
Yeah, definitely. It was a long day. It was a good day. I was going to do it yesterday, but we had rain. And so there were pockets of rain on the East Coast, and I couldn't get around them and make the journey to both Turkey and Thomasville. So I got up early this morning and did it. And now that's done, which is a good thing. And we're on to untapping. So I'll be doing some videos soon about the untapping. Vinny, a dozen eggs is $5 currently. Is that? And we've been getting a lot of grief about that too. So I'm not sure if $5 is high or it's too low. I know I was at Walmart in Harrisonburg, Virginia last week, and eggs there, like their best whatever regular dozen eggs, was $5.17 or $5.25.
That's great price.
I didn't see the organic eggs or the non-GMO, but I'm guessing they got to be higher than $5 or $6. So, what? $12.99? Okay, our eggs are going up. Our eggs are now $6. We'll see.
Make it 7.
7. Anybody? 8. Got 8. 9. Excuse me. In addition to having a little bit of a back problem today, I've also got a cold or something in my chest. So it was an interesting drive, that's for sure. As long as I didn't talk, I was pretty good. So we're going to see what this is going to be like in about, 15 or 20 minutes. Maple Festival, I'll give you a quick update on that. Miss Marshall, thanks for your help. It was amazing.
She made it in the newspaper. She's famous.
We have to get your autograph, Miss Marshall. We could not have pulled off Maple Festival if it wasn't for the folks that came out and gave us a hand. Charity is one of those folks. She's in the comments. Say hi to her and a couple other folks that were super helpful. That was Mal and Kevin, who stayed in our cottage and helped us with the POS and doing tours on both weekends. Jeff and Nova, they were instrumental in getting a lot of things done up to that point. Bottled. And Mr. Parker from Virginia Beach. And Hidden Springs Homestead, Andrew, he helped too. So without all that help, almost forgot Ludford. And my buddy Ludford.
Nobody can forget Ludford.
So without all that help, I don't think we could have pulled it off. There were lots and lots of people here. I am going to do a video maybe tomorrow, the next day, that talks a little bit about what we did and how it all went down. It was a lot of fun, that's for sure. And I'm grateful for everybody that helped us out.
Fun?
Okay.
Fun?
Yeah, it was a lot of hard work. So just a quick aside story. I was talking to somebody. I think it was Saturday afternoon around 5 o'clock, 4:30, something like that. And I just happened to sit down for a minute. One of the 3 times I sat down the entire day. We missed lunch. We didn't get anything to drink. And about 4:35, I sat down and I almost fell asleep talking to somebody. It was terrible. I felt myself nodding off, so I had to get up and walk around. We were kind of tired, that's for sure.
We're still tired.
Yeah, we're going to go to sleep here in a little while, Charity, that's for sure. So, Mini Stack, I don't think I've seen you in the comments before. Welcome to the channel. If you've, Odin, all right, everybody, this is Odin. Odin, look up here. Come here, Odin. Look up. That's Odin. Odin is a monster. He's big as me.
Oh, big baby.
Hi, you big dummy. Here, I can probably get you down here. Let's see. All right, that's Odin. And Emily's at the school?
No, they stopped and said hi to me.
Oh, well, you guys didn't come to the farm, and we weren't charging for admission. Anyway, hey, Andrew, thanks a lot for all your help. We really appreciate it. So this week, one of the big things that we've got to do on the farm, what's this week and next, is get the untapping done. I just went up to the barn a little while ago and checked on the tank. Ooh, it was gross. It really was. We're getting a lot of yeast and stuff in the lines, so we really need to get those lines. We get all the taps untapped and the lines blown out before it gets too much warmer. That's going to cause us some challenges, that's for sure. So I'm going to be hitting the mountain hard tomorrow, or as hard as I can with my current walking condition and my cold. But we'll get it done, that's for sure.
Because he's walking crooked.
Yeah, I'm walking a little funny. Got a little back problem, but after a couple of days, I'll probably be okay. So, Benny, I don't think I've seen you in the comments before. That doesn't mean you haven't been there. That just means I'm probably not paying attention. Hi, Cindy. It's good to see you. How are you doing? I think, is it Chris? Let me see. West Virginia. What is his channel name? Country Roads. That's right. Country Roads. It's Chris. I got a text message or a message from him today saying safe travels. And I really appreciate that. Today was definitely a long day. It is interesting to make that run. That's for sure.
It's a long day. I felt bad because usually you're like, set an alarm clock. And I didn't.
I did. And I was out of the house by 2:30.
He's crazy.
So I got to the first place just a little bit before 9, and they opened at 9. And one of the fellows, he's a retired Army guy, really nice guy. He helped me get unloaded, and then I went to the second place. And I didn't get to the second place till about 12:30, 1 o'clock. It's definitely a long or wide state, if you will. Well, cool, Vinny. We're glad to have you here. I know a couple of people on Long Island, but that's about it. You might be the third person.
I'm from Jersey.
Don't make fun of her with that accent and all. I can't. I'm going to get hit right now, and I can't move fast enough to get out of her way.
I owe you a hit.
No, you don't.
Oh, yes, from posting the video with me and the moo-moo.
Did you guys happen to see that? Let me see if I can bring that up. So while you are talking, I'm going to bring this thing over here and see if I can find Mama and the moo-moo. We'll see. And then I'll just post it there, just in case you guys didn't get it. Let's see if I can. Oops, I'm going to get in trouble for that one. I wonder if I will get in trouble for that.
I don't know how you pin a video.
I wouldn't pin it. I gotta find it. Well, where'd the thing go? Oh, here.
Thank you, Miss Cindy.
Copy. Just in case you guys missed this. Here we go.
I owe him a black eye.
Try that one. So, Andrew, you did a video on your channel about putting the running boards. How did that go? Were you able to get them on? And what kind did you put on? Did you get the electric ones or did you put the static ones? Because I know your truck's pretty tall and your kid's kind of short, at least at this point.
Said no fun made. Hey, he knows.
Oh, no, it wasn't. So, what else have we got going on?
Getting the kids caught up with school,
Yeah.
untapping the trees. We're getting a bull and a steer tomorrow from our friends.
And we might end up picking up a couple extra steers or a steer and some heifers so we can have some meat cows for later in the season. If we do that tomorrow, or we might do it a week from now, we'll just see. Suffice to say, we get them from our friend Timothy. He doesn't live too far from us, and he has definitely good stock, that's for sure.
He's who we got our mama cows from.
Yes. Now, how about beef prices? What are they anywhere where you guys are? Here on the hoof, live at 500 pounds. I think it's 500 to 600 weight. They sometimes call it 5 to 6 weight.
I think.
What is
4
it?
to 3. Well, I mean 4 to 5. 4 to 5.
4 to 500 weight is going for
4 to 417 a pound.
4 to 417 a pound.
And that's live on the hoof.
And that's on the hoof. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. I've never seen that price before.
I can only imagine what it's like in the stores.
Thanks. It was easy. Well, I can't wait to see the video. I saw it come up on the feed, but I haven't watched it yet. So I'll get that, Andrew, pretty soon and check it out. Hopefully everybody else will get a chance to do it too. In fact, let's see if I can find it while we're talking.
Let's
see if we.
I have no clue about pricing like that. So what is the pricing in the store right now for like ground beef and then steaks and roasts? Because I can't tell you the last time we actually bought beef at the grocery store. So I don't even know what the prices are like in the stores.
I remember last year Costco was selling organic beef.
It was $10 a pound.
At $10 a pound, and that was ground beef. So I don't know what it is.
But
now.
I wouldn't know what like a steak would cost.
Yeah, I don't have a clue either. Now for us, we're going to raise a couple, and we've got a few folks.
Sorry.
A few folks have already asked us if we would raise them for them, and that's going to be kind of neat. If you've never done something like that, the way it works here in Virginia, and it may work this way everywhere else, but what would happen if one of you, let's say Andrew wanted to buy one of our cows so he could put some beef in his freezer. We would take the cow or steer or whatever it is, heifer, to the processor where they do the first part of it and then hang it. And then it would go to the butcher and get cut up or butchered into different pieces of meat. And that's when Andrew would be able to have the different cuts and the sizes that he wants. For example, if he wants 1 pound burger, well, then it'd be 1 pound packages of burger that's kind of squashed flat and frozen. It's pretty neat. So what he would do though, is we would have the animal weighed before we take it over to the processor, and he would pay us live on the hoof. In years past, those numbers were probably
$2.50,
$3 a pound. But now that number is going to be $4 or $5 a pound. I'm just in awe, and that's just our part. So when Andrew goes to pick up his beef, he's got to pay the butcher for the processing of it. So it ends up adding about $1 to $1.50 per pound onto the beef, and in the end, it's still a lot cheaper than what you're paying for beef in the store.
I want to say last year, the last year that we did it, it rounded out to be like $8 or $9 a pound. But that's what they paid us as well as what they paid the butcher. It equated to be, less than $10 a pound, but that's for ground beef and for your steaks and for your roast.
Yeah.
And for anything else. Now, when we get back from the butcher, I'm a waste not, want not kind of girl. So I'm like, I want all the bones. I want all of the organs. All of the organ meats, your kidneys, your heart, your liver.
The tail.
We get the tail. We get the tongue. And then I ask for all of the fat back. So that I'll render that down and make tallow. With the bones, I make soup. So I'm one where there's very little waste on our part. And because we get all of that back, our cost per pound is a whole lot less. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it is a lot less.
There are some people who are like, I just want ground beef and my steaks and roasts, and you could keep everything else. Well, then obviously their cost per pound
is a little
is
bit
higher because they don't get everything back that they could get back.
Right.
If that makes sense.
But even at that, they're spending less than they would if they bought it at the grocery store. The downside of all that is
freezer space.
You got to have the freezer space. So it was funny. I think it was last year. Lowe's was showing how many deer or cows fit in a freezer. It was kind of neat. It was in the fall.
Yeah.
I don't know if that happens in towns, but out here in the rural areas, like we live, and it does happen from time to time. So it's kind of neat. We're blessed that we have a lot of freezer space. Well, we don't have a lot of open freezer space right now, but we certainly did in the past. Something else that we may or may not do this year, we're going to start looking for them tomorrow, is a few meat birds. Last year we did 165 when we put them in the freezer, and we did a bunch of turkeys too. So we have both the turkey and the chicken still available. But if it's looking bad, like we couldn't get them, or I don't know what the market's going to do, I'd rather have frozen meat than no meat. Now, we do live on a farm in the middle of nowhere, so we can certainly take deer when we need them, but that we typically don't take that many deer if we have beef and turkey and chicken. So,
we didn't get any deer ourselves this year, but we had a friend of ours gave us 2 does that we processed. I like deer meat. And I like making turkey.
Hey, Andrew, I've not found any layers, but we just set the incubator up. Why don't you go get one of those eggs and show it to them? You guys got to see this. Hold on a minute. Okay, I don't have any more tea left. So that was the rest of my tea for the day. All right, she's going to bring you an egg. Hopefully she's going to bring you 2 eggs, a chicken egg, and a dinosaur egg. It's kind of cool. Andrew, we can certainly hatch out some chicks if you need some. It only takes, 21 days? And I think we did that 2 or 3 times last year. That's how we ended up with a couple extra ducks. You got one of each. You got to show them what the little ones look like, a normal size, because they won't get a perspective of this. All right, there is 10 people in the house. I'm only seeing 3 or 4 in the comments. Do give us that thumbs up. It really helps us. I think it helps the algorithm. I'm kind of clueless on all that stuff, but do hit the thumbs up. It's really helpful. And let us know where you're watching from. I know, Cindy, you're in Florida. Andrew, you're in McDowell or Monterey. Where's Vinny? Vinny's on the island. Now, let me see a little egg. This is
a normal chicken egg.
This is a chicken egg. Okay, you see that? Now, give me a big one.
We got to go put them in the incubator.
Okay, check this out. That is a goose egg. A big fat goose egg. Better go put that up.
I know. They're so warm. I'm going to go put them in the incubator.
Goose egg. The geese have been laying, and they've created a little nest for themselves, and they keep putting them under the ground. Now, I don't think the eggs have to be warm all the time, but Emily, okay, she's gone. She put them in a towel, put them on a register, cranked the heat up in the house, and I came in. I felt like I was in the sauna. It was so crazy hot in the house. But that's not exactly necessary, because you can order eggs through the mail, and they'll come to you, and you can actually hatch them out as well. So I don't really think they have to be that hot as soon as they come out. But at any rate, she's going to put them in the incubator. And hopefully in a couple of weeks, we'll have a couple of chicks. That'd be kind of cool. So the second video that I shared with you is Andrew's video on his running boards. The first video is the moo. I love messing with my wife. It's so much fun. What else we got going? All right. Some people have asked me about this. Okay, that's our coffee. And this is the bag that we sell it in. Let me see. Ooh, I gotta go that way. There we go. We have a couple of coffees that we're going to put on our website here very soon. We have a little bit of, these are organic. So it's Sumatra, which is from Indonesia. We have the Peru. We have a Republic of Congo, but just a little bit of that left. Our non-organics are our Santa Isabel from El Salvador. And there's one more. And I'm having a senior moment. We'll put it up on the website. The goal for the coffees is we'll always keep maybe one or two in stock that we roast, and we'll roast about every other week. If you want a 5-pound bag, we can do a special roast for you, and we can get that to you. I don't know how long it takes. We haven't sent any coffee in the mail to a customer who's purchased it. We have sent it to some friends. So it usually takes a couple of days.
Charity's going to call you a liar.
What?
Because you're roasting every other week. She's usually like, Emily, do you need coffee? Because he won't just roast it because I'm in need. So Charity and I have kind of gotten into cahoots because when she runs out of coffee, she's like, hey, I need coffee. And what do you know? Mr. Kevin here roasts some coffee. So there are times where she doesn't necessarily need the coffee, but I do. So I'm like, hey, Charity, do you need some coffee? And then I get coffee.
I'm right here.
I will never talk about you behind your back,
you
baby.
You might want to go wait till I go out, because now I'm not going to roast any. At any rate, we're going to keep it on our website. We'll keep it on the website, and I'm not sure if we can put made to order or the next date that it's available. We'll figure that out. We use Shopify for our back end, and it's a good platform, that's for sure. And that's what we use for our POS too. So all in all of our inventory is now not quite live. All the maple syrup inventory is live. Soon we'll have Emily's inventory on there as well.
I'm not busted.
Yes, she is. We'll see how that goes.
I think you have some repentance to do for that Moo video, so I don't think I have to worry for a bit.
Well, we'll see about that. Let's see. Quick health update. I went to the doctor on Friday, but he got sick, so they sent me away, and they didn't have another doctor to see me. So I'm going in 2 weeks. I think on the 25th at like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then we'll see what else is going to be happening with Special K here.
I think you're fine. I think you're out of alignment. I think you have a rib or something out. Sorry, I got to split working the night shift. Night shifts are rough.
Yeah, I can't do it.
9 to 7.
Bless you, brother. Well, you be safe, Vinny. Well, we'll see you here pretty soon in another video. Let us know in the comments when you watch one of our videos. It means a lot to us. It definitely does. So there's 10 people in here. We still want to find out who else is hanging out with us. Hopefully, Fix the Rust Bucket comes in and says hi, and so does Country Roads. Let's see. All right. So sometimes, when I'm looking up here, you probably can see me like I'm normal, but then I look over here to try to answer questions.
I never look at the thing. I gotta make sure that my facial expressions aren't saying too much.
So let's see what else is happening. It's I don't know. Hey Andrew, when you coming over next time? Let's find out about that. We need to come over with the grapple and do some grappling at your place. That's for sure. We finished up the season with the maple about, I think it was Saturday. We did a little bit of a boil Saturday, made about 15 gallons, and that's it. So the evaporator is still full of junk. I've got to clean it out. I'll probably do it at night, not during the day, because during daylight hours, I need to be on the mountain untapping. And untapping usually takes probably 2 weeks. And it's like tapping, except you're just popping them and you're squirting some stuff in them. But I'll do a couple of videos and show you what we do and how that works.
I'd be willing to help. Lord knows I could use some exercise.
Well, that'll be fun. We'll have a good old time. I got extra crampons. So I was hoping to get Jeff and Nova, but I think they got a lot going on right now. So they're going to be coming up soon so we can do a little work on his car. So you
both make me smile. Good.
Hazelnut.
Hazelnut in my coffee is fan-stinking-tastic. We should figure out how to do that. I know that you could buy
I can make it over here.
Hazelnut extract. You could buy organic hazelnut extract. I'm curious how you can incorporate that into the coffee. Oh, my jersey just came out. My coffee. To add the hazelnut in it because I love like hazelnut or the hazelnut creamer, but that's nothing but
Sugar.
hydrogenated oils.
Yeah, that's not good for you.
So I was always trying to figure out how to incorporate a hazelnut flavor into my coffee.
That is definitely a Jeff question. I asked him a while back about how to infuse coffee in the bean. He said you really can't do it because when you're doing the roasting, it'll just roast off or it'll affect the roast. So most of your coffees that are flavored are done after the fact. And when you do that, what it does is it can have an effect on your grinder. So I'll ask him about that and we'll see if we can figure out how to make that happen. Now, that being said, Jeff told me ways that we can blend coffee beans while they're green and roast them together and create a nice blend. Now, that's something we're going to try here pretty soon so we can come up with a espresso blend. Espresso is pretty good to me. Coffee is not. GL7. Hey, Odin, get out of here.
Lord, he's my polar bear.
Welcome, GL779. Thanks for saying hi. Where are you watching from? Let us know where you're watching from. There's 11 people. We have 4 minutes, and I'm going to fall asleep.
You're already asleep. You just don't know it yet.
I am. It's been a long day. A long day, that's for sure. But we did make that delivery, and people in Virginia with Food Lion and Harris Teeter are going to get some of our maple syrup here in the next week or so, and that's going to be really nice.
Odin. The big
I'm not
doofus.
sure about Odin. What's he's up to?
Panting. He found a cat toy. So let me show you real quick.
Greene
so my
County.
mommy and I,
Is Greene County north of Charlottesville? I'm thinking like near Madison or something. Or is it south towards like below Stanton?
Boop. So my mom and I made felted cat toys out of yarn.
Hey Jeff, how are you doing?
Texas. I could live in Texas.
I
I've
could.
never
It's hot
been.
as sin down there. Been there a few times. You guys got it rough. It's a dry heat, right? It's still hot as sin. Like you stick your head in an oven. It's still hot.
Indiana.
Hey, welcome,
Atlanta.
Julie. I don't think we know anybody from Indiana. You might be the
Actually, you
first.
know what? I think I may.
I know Ruckersville is. That's 33. I used to drive that when I was going over to Harrisburg to visit my sister.
Is that by like Culpeper?
Yeah.
We got our Finn sheep from Culpeper.
Yeah, we did. You right about that? It's really hot. How could you live in Texas after living here? The middle of our summer, I think last July, it got down into the 30s one night, which I thought was pretty
Dude,
cool.
I want to say it was like 36 or something.
It
like
was
that.
awesome. It was really cool. That's God's way of telling us to get ready for the winter. So we better be cutting some wood.
Oh, what's the weather supposed to be like for the rest of this week? It was gorgeous here today, like 65 and sunny. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
And it was warm down in North Carolina. That's for sure.
Gabriel was practicing his shooting.
Good.
And Isabel, I don't even know what she was doing. Upstairs playing with her dolls.
Well, we're going to try to keep this to 30 minutes. Is there any kind of questions you guys have for us? And hopefully the next time we do a live or I do a video, I won't be talking like Kermit. It's been a little rough.
That's the food line.
Yes. So we go to North Carolina to deliver the syrup because that's where the distributor for Food Lion and Harris Teeter are located. So we can't go direct with Food Lion. We have to go through a distributor. It's weird, but we're glad we're able to do it that way. And it goes back into Virginia and in Virginia only. So if you go to a Harris Teeter in Virginia or a Food Lion and you don't see us in the Virginia only section, you could always ask the manager, and they'll place an order to bring it into the store.
So you have to drive it to North Carolina just so that way they could turn around and ship it back to Virginia?
Because the DC is down in North Carolina. Food Lion's based out, I think, in North Carolina, but I can't be 100% sure. What I do know, is it's hard to go direct when you get into one of those big boxes.
Yeah.
And we're blessed to be in there, that's for sure. Most folks who are in those stores are paying money to get on their shelves. Well, we don't make enough syrup to pay money to get on a shelf, much less, well, I'm sorry, I'm tired. But it's really difficult to get in those big box stores, and we're glad to be able to do what we do. Now, all that being said, it is highly likely that we'll have to choose one or the other for the remainder part of the year, because we were recently told that because we've not been on the shelves for so long, that they may discontinue us. And understandably, we're in, I think 300 plus stores, and we don't make that much syrup. So to have syrup for our website, our people that come to visit us during Maple Festival and the Fall Festival, and to do Harris Teeter and Food Lion, we just don't make enough. We really don't. So we'll see what they say, which store wants to carry us more, and we'll go in that direction, and we'll be sure to let you know.
I think Food Lion would probably be the better choice.
EA Dietz. You're in Texas too? Cool. Welcome. I'm sure it's nice and warm down there.
Yes.
There is and there isn't. It depends on where you're getting your syrup. And let me explain it like this. And what will set our syrup apart from most any other syrup that you buy is that our syrup is not a blended product, meaning we don't take water from other farms and blend it with our water to make our syrup, nor do we blend syrup from other farms with our syrup and call it ours. And we don't blend within the color spectrum. So whatever comes out of the tree, whether it's a light, a medium, or a dark, that's what you get. It's a single source maple syrup. It comes from our farm and our farm only. It will have its unique flavor of maple, plus some other things that you might think we added it, like vanilla and stuff like that, but we don't. It's simply the minerals that are in our soils that will carry on from year to year. The boldness will change based on the time of the year, so the flavors may be a little stronger than others. We typically make a medium to a medium or a light syrup. And at the end of the season, we do make a little bit of dark too. If you haven't tried our syrup, I would definitely encourage you to do it. You go to milgatfarms.com. I'll take that in the description here or the chat in case you want to check it out.
So it is different. I mean, and you're going from like Maine to Virginia. When we first moved to Highland County, he came home one day tickled pink with some, somebody's local maple syrup, and I couldn't. I grew up in Aunt Jemima, so I was not okay with the flavor profile of that syrup. But going from, and I've heard it from others who have come to like Maple Festival or Hands and Harvest, who have done, the farm tours. You go to each specific farm, and each flavor profile is different from farm to farm. Some people will buy wholesale water or syrup and blend it in. Ours is definitely a unique flavor profile compared to even what we have within this county.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks, at different times of the year, it'll have different flavors. I was having syrup the other day on something, and Isabel looked at me and said, "Dad, why are you putting honey on that?" I said, "That's not honey. It's our maple syrup." It was just light or lighter than honey. It was really, really light. Now that's typically an early season syrup.
Super early.
When we get to the middle part of the season and the end, it definitely darkens up and looks more like a traditional syrup, but it always has our unique flavor to it.
We had one guest not too long ago. They thought we added vanilla to our light syrup. There was one year where our dark syrup tasted like Tootsie Rolls.
Yeah,
it's like it is truly interesting what you get with the weather and the you know, what the trees are doing at that point in time. But it's interesting.
I like last year's dark was absolutely delicious. We didn't make but maybe one keg this year of dark, and it wasn't bad. We'll most likely turn that into our smoked maple or our single barrel rye whiskey maple. That will be really, really good. The maple will stand out over the smoke or some of that rye, which is kind of neat. We're aging 2 casks right now. We put together 2 other casks for Maple Festival, and I can't remember how many cases, but we sold all but maybe two cases, which is kind of crazy because I think we had
That one time that
12
you,
to 15 cases of that syrup,
the
like
one
good syrup.
that you did with
The wine.
Mel, no, the one that you did, the what, but you just bottled,
Mhm.
that was 18 cases. And then I want to say that you had 5 or 6
No, I like
prior
4.
to.
Only had 4 of the 2-year. So we had a 2-year, and then we had a
1 year.
1-year, and we sold all but 2 cases of it. So that's kind of neat.
That's
It
22
went pretty
cases.
good. Gene and Linda.
I'm sure we got the 779. I still want to try the apple smoked. Courtney wants some dark.
We
You
have
want the
we have a
dark
little
stuff.
bit of it. We don't have a whole lot, but we do have some. But we'll work that out for you guys. That's for sure. Well, we're hitting 36 minutes, and thank you for giving us 13 thumbs up. Did you just yawn? Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna fall asleep.
I'm
So,
tired.
Thank
Apple
you,
is
everybody.
so-
If you don't have any more, I will wait another minute or so in case you have another question and my eyes can't catch it fast enough.
Apple smoked. That'd be good.
You know,
We need.
believe it or not, we didn't sell out all of our second batch of smoked, but I'm working on a method so that we can smoke a little bit more at a time. Currently, we're smoking about 3 gallons, and that's about the max we can do. So here in the near future, I'm going to be working with the local Amish guy to build us a pan so we can smoke maybe 5 gallons at a crack, and that would be pretty cool. Once we can scale up a little bit, we'll be able to sell it in a larger bottle. Currently, it's sold like this. Let me show you. That's our smoked. And if you look,
2-ounce bottle.
there we go. Whoop, there it is. Anyway, so it's all good here. I am getting ready for bed. Can't wait to catch up with you soon, Andrew. And if you're catching this afterwards, you made it to the end. Thank you
Sorry.
for watching our video. I'm sorry we couldn't get it out today around 6, but I wasn't back on the farm quite yet. And we'll have a video coming out on Friday. Our normal posting schedule is Tuesdays at 6 p.m., Fridays at 6 p.m., and then Sundays at 10 a.m. The last couple of weeks have been wonky because of Maple and how those long hours are. I don't know how to really convey that to you, except that they're very long hours, and we sometimes I can't always produce a video when I'm up on the mountain. So
It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs here during this time of year.
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's cray. Yeah. Crazy
So,
train.
Jeff, thanks a lot. I hope everybody here has a great evening, and we'll be catching up with you soon. We've got some product videos coming out that I think you'll enjoy, and that's going to be about it. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
No.
Tell her to stop yawning.
I know.
She's making me sleepy.
Yeah, well, I had to deal with your children all day.
Of course you did.
They're his when they're misbehaving.
All right. I got to find the end button for the live stream. I'm going to hit that.
Good night,
here just a minute.
everyone.
Good night. Thank you for everything you do. Do consider giving us a thumbs up. And until next time.
God bless you guys.
That's right. God bless you.